old boyfriend Brian Winston Jr. to rob Gerald during the date, but things changed during the robbery. He was shot multiple times and there was no one who witnessed the crime.
Jarrell Pryor stayed out of trouble and worked hard raising his daughter Honey until he was set up, ambushed, and shot to death near 49th and Primrose, just north of the state fairgrounds in late January.
Police were not able to link the killing to the couple, but they ended up lucky when they caught the crime-solving break. Let's find out how this catfish led to murder. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. This story takes us to Indianapolis, Indiana. A city known for fast cars and blockbuster events has also gained acclaim for a flourishing culinary and brewing scene, thriving cultural institutions, cool neighborhoods, and so much more. On the other hand, Indianapolis has a higher crime rate than most of Indiana and the national average, particularly for violent and property crimes. 26-year-old Jarrell Pryor was a young man who had a bright future. He wanted to become a doctor at some point in his life. Jarrell became a father and he stepped up to becoming a very great father. He was the best father around according to his friends and family. Here are a couple of videos showing him bonding with his daughter.
Good morning. Say something to the camera. Say something to the camera. Say something to... Okay, I don't want no more. Say something to the camera. Don't act camera shy. Look. Ooh, mother.
Jarrell decided to step it up by finding love again, so he took to social media to communicate to some pretty ladies. He was in luck when he got a response from 19-year-old Alexis Hawkins. Unknown to him that all that glitters are not gold, he believed and trusted all he was told by Alexis. In real life, Alexis was nothing to write home about. She had nothing going for her.
Can I get oh huh? Can I get a pretty picture of this? I'm changing to
She was just some girl who wakes up to smoke all sort of things she can lay her hands on.
I know one thing though, that nigga never wanna lose me. Never had a bitch like me like me.
She was a sore loser who takes pride in posting videos that can be considered not too appropriate. Her hobbies were smoking over and over as much as she could in a day. Alexis had an 18-year-old boyfriend named Brian Winston Jr.
And you together forever, infinity. I don't wanna share. Hey, baby, you okay?
Yes.
All right, be safe now. They out there shooting.
Brian was the same thing. Nothing to write home about, posting his smoking sessions online and nothing more.
Phone him with his homie in that feeling he got tapped. We don't do the bitch and bitch, we spinning with 100 straps. Gang hop out of Uber chips, got your favorite fat boy hit.
Can I have my vape in here? Or is that not
Yeah,
allowed?
go ahead.
One hit of the vape, I'm like, hello! I am feeling.
Both set of losers. Gerald thought he had found a great young lady who he can start a relationship and steadily progress into starting a family with time, but that wasn't the case. Alex and Brian had planned to catfish Gerald whenever he was ready to meet up on a date. The plan was to act like she was really into him and wanted something serious, but attack him and rob him when they finally get to meet. Gerald and Alexis had communicated back and forth on Instagram about how they could not wait to meet each other. So, on January 25, 2025, they decided to go on a date. But unfortunately, that date did not go as planned. Police were called to a gunshot scene. Officers who responded to reports of gunshots found Gerald on the ground next to a car. He was later taken to the hospital where he died from his injuries. An autopsy performed revealed he was shot in the stomach, right jaw, right chest, and lower right back. Police were clueless for a couple of weeks as to why Gerald was randomly shot in the street.
Gerald Pryor's parents tell me they don't know why their son would have been out here at the corner of 49th and Primrose early Saturday morning. That's 2-year-old Honey crawling all over her grandpa Travis Wiley. And this is the last picture Gerald Pryor and Honey ever took together before Pryor was found fatally wounded in a neighborhood north of the Indiana State Fairgrounds at 1:30 Saturday morning.
Why is he over there?
That one's a mystery. I have no idea. That's one of those, I don't know if he picked somebody up, take him home. We just know that part we don't know. Whoever this person is, you live in that area.
When neighbors reported they heard multiple gunshots and police found shell casings in Pryor's car.
The details they gave us was basically there was somebody else in the car with him, right? And we could only assume that an argument ensued, and then they took that drastic action to take his life, and he tried to get out of the car, and that's where they found him.
He was real funny about who he let in his car. So he's very particular about who can ride in his car.
Today, an IMPD officer was hanging out in the neighborhood in case anyone wanted to talk about the killing, as evidence of the futile struggle to save Pryor's life remained on the street. Pryor graduated from Lawrence Central, was working steady, taking care of his daughter, and did not have a criminal record.
Whoever done this, they took my heart. It was my baby.
They were finally able to access his phone that was found on the scene, and they were able to access data on the phone, and found Instagram messages between him and 19-year-old Alexis Hawkins. Gerald had messaged him hours before the killing, asking about their plans for the day. However, while Alexis and Gerald were chatting on Instagram, Alexis was allegedly chatting with Brian, boasting about having scammed several men in the past. Investigation showed Alexis began messaging her boyfriend, 18-year-old Brian Winston Jr. Police say the teens then began to formulate a plan to rob Gerald. Based on the messages between the two, police believe that they were involved in the murder and robbery. She was arrested along with her no-good boyfriend in Austin, Texas, and sent to Indiana to face the consequences of her crime. When Alexis spoke with police, she admitted to being at the scene and in Gerald's car. However, she denied taking part in the killing. "My fingerprints aren't on anything," she told police. Alexis and Brian are each charged with 1 count of murder, 1 count of conspiracy to commit a robbery, and 1 count of attempted robbery, according to online court records. Brian is charged with an additional offense of murder.
And 2 young suspects are now charged with murder and robbery. That's after a deadly shooting in January on Indy's North Side. Thanks for joining us first at 4. I'm Aaliyah Blackburn.
And I'm Rafael Sanchez. Fox 59's Jesse Wells spoke to the victim's parents and explains what police say led to that violence.
According to court records, the murder, which took place right here on this street behind me, stemmed from a date that turned into a robbery. The victim's family hopes both the 19-year-old woman who's accused of arranging the crime and her 18-year-old boyfriend who allegedly committed the shooting are held accountable for that senseless killing. Jarrell Pryor stayed out of trouble and worked hard raising his daughter Honey until he was set up, ambushed, and shot to death near 49th and Primrose, just north of the state fairgrounds in late January.
I'm broken inside. I'm torn. I'm tore up.
He lost his life for going on a date.
In fact, just a few hours before Tamika and Travis Wiley's son was killed, police believe Pryor messaged this woman, Alexis Hawkins, asking a 3-word question, "When you free?" This affidavit claims that while Hawkins agreed to go on a date with Pryor, she simultaneously began messaging her boyfriend, Brian Winston Jr., arranging to rob the unsuspecting victim.
It was a senseless act, and they didn't get nothing out of it. And they took everything from us. You can't escape this type of pain. You can't. There's no running from it. There's no getting away.
While talking to police, Hawkins allegedly admitted she was at the scene inside the victim's car at the time of the shooting, but denied taking part in the violence. For their part, police insist a series of messages between the 2 suspects ties them to the robbery and murder. Pryor's parents say they celebrated his daughter's 3rd birthday without him just a few weeks ago, and the arrest of the 2 accused killers does not ease the family's pain.
I mean, no justice will ever cure my broken heart. It's not going to ever bring my baby back.
It really doesn't matter if they spend the rest of their lives in jail. We lost, and we have to deal with this pain every day.
Finally, Hawkins made her initial court hearing last month. Winston has not yet gone to court. Both suspects are being held without bond pending trial.
The family set up a GoFundMe to help with costs, recently celebrated the 3rd birthday of Jarrell's daughter.
Get there at a certain time, guess what? They're going to have to pay some additional charges. So what we're asking that you do, please view, please exit right out. We'll have some funeral escorts. They will give you a funeral flag. Get in your cars, get prepared to line up so we can get the family to the cemetery. Amen? Amen. Our ushers are going to start up in the balcony. They're going to unload and send everyone around. Once we unload the balcony, then we'll start right here on the main level. Thank you so much for your time and your obedience. God bless you all.
It is very unfortunate to have an incident like this happen. He was trying to make himself a better person and also find love, but unfortunately, this low lives decided to catfish and rob him for almost nothing and took his life too. We hope they both receive the appropriate punishment if found guilty of killing Jarrell. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Jared Pryor. May Jarrell's soul continue to rest in peace. Please stay safe out there and we shall see you guys in the next video.